What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video. And oh my lord, folks, this weekend was pretty jam-packed with DSP content. That's right, from the WWE Champions addiction up through yesterday's rant about the gaming industry and the shills who are making more money than Phil, because that's really all that is about. To Phil attacking your boy Doody on last night's streams because of the Argentinian detractors attacking the business. Man, it was packed full of stuff. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about or you're not up to date, you can definitely check out those videos on my channel. A lot of content for you guys to watch and keep up on. So let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Wrap, because I do have a lot to say about Phil's shenanigans this weekend. So let's get into it.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 12th of May, 2024, also known as my weekly React Day, where we break up my schedule from gaming to do some React content on my other channels and have some variety. And once again, today was a great React Sunday. Great variety of the clips on the DSP Reacts weekly show, DSP vs. the Internet, and a really awesome epic ending to The Walking Dead Season 1 over on DSP ThrowBack. So, good stuff. On the podcast this morning on DSP Gaming, I had a pretty hot topic to talk about. Marvel Rivals, an upcoming game that plays kind of like Overwatch, but has Marvel IP and content in it, is currently in an open alpha, a closed alpha. However, it was discovered that there is a ridiculous clause in the contract to play this alpha, stating that, get this, you cannot criticize the game in a negative way. It outright says that. So there's all hot debate about this on the internet. I did a giant segment about it on the podcast this morning, how this is basically just the first time a company's been brazen enough to put it in a contract, but this has already been an unspoken agreement that content creators have had with these companies for many, many, many years. And I lay it all out for you. I hope you'll check it out. Tomorrow I'm going to have an update on that story, okay?
All right, your boy Doody has a lot to say about this. First of all, Phil has no clue what the fuck he's talking about, honestly. Let me wrap this up for you. This is all about Phil and his pockets. That's what this rant is about. Phil's constant rap about the FGC community, his constant crapping all over the gaming industry. It's all about his money. It's all about his pocket. He feels as though he should have been recognized as one of the great gamers and one of the pioneers of YouTube, so he should receive credit for that. And regardless of whether people like his content or not, it shouldn't matter. He should get a legacy award. He should be one of these people that one of these actors who starred in a movie 20 years ago, right, and did nothing ever since, right? And the role was great. Maybe they won an Academy Award or something. Phil expects to get one of those Lifetime Achievement Awards. And everyone should ignore all the shit that he's done, all the racist, all the homophobic, everything that Phil's ever done. That should just get swept under the rug, and Phil should be acknowledged and given money for it. That's what this fucking rant comes down to. Anytime you hear Phil talk about shills, content creators who get early copies, it's all about the money. Because let's be fucking honest, if Phil had the opportunity to be one of those shills, he would sell his fucking soul to be able to be one of those shills. Because the one thing Phil loves is money. The second thing I guess he loves is acknowledgement. You know, and that all comes into the whole legacy / begacy, and how Phil's trying to now retcon his 16 years of content creation as something magnificent, which it fucking isn't. It isn't, Phil. You sat there and you fucking uploaded hundreds of videos every day, 10-minute fucking segments, using a camcorder, and you essentially, you know, being a racist. That's what your legacy is, Phil. And there's no amount of fucking cope, there's no amount of fucking retconning that will ever change that. All of the playthroughs, everything is out there for everyone to see. So when you sit there and you blame the detractors for painting a narrative, a negative narrative, no, the content's out there. People don't need to listen to me or any of the detractors. They just need to go look at your shitty content. And the fact that people won't see your shitty content because you have fucking just troves of garbage on your website, I mean on your YouTube channel, speaks volumes. So again, don't let this get it twisted. Whenever you hear Phil rant and rave about shills and gaming companies and FGC, it's all about fucking money. Because if it wasn't about money, he wouldn't consistently talk about they're rich. That's a common theme that you hear Phil when he's ranting and raving about these content creators and these gaming companies. Rich, money, money. Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer should be fired because he's a rich douchebag. That's what Phil says. So his motivation is his motivation comes from a bad place. So whenever you hear Phil ranting and raving, just fucking ignore it. Just like most people do. I mean, you got your 4 or 5 dents who hang on his every word. But for the most part, no one fucking pays attention to him. And that's why I feel you're the laughing stock of the internet.
Then, on DSP Reacts, we did DSP versus the Internet, episode 64. A great variety of stuff. This week, particularly, some good clips about decaying technology that's literally disintegrating over time, some of which I've personally experienced here in my office in the last 10 years. Also, a really awesome little commentary / almost pseudo-documentary about GMOs and whether organic food is worth it or not. Gaming stuff, food stuff, lots of variety of stuff this week, even some grim stuff about serial killers, prisons, and more. So a great variety of clips on that channel and that stream. Thanks to those who continue to be members on that channel. I hope you'll check out the videos as they go live. 2 are live right now. 4 more coming over the next 4 days, 1 a day over on the channel. Or if you're a member of DSP Reacts, number 1, you can watch that archive stream immediately without waiting and see all of the content. And number 2, if you are a submissions or ultra tier member, can submit clips and you can be a part of the fun every Sunday. So please consider it, and thank you all for watching and for the support. The late stream tonight was awesome.
Alrighty, that's right, folks. Rubber is a detractor now. Added to the list of things that are detracting against Phil. Rubber. I guess what bothers me a lot about that segment is his stupidity, his lack of curiosity. He has no mental curiosity at all. He sees something and can't be bothered to research why something happens. Because, first of all, he's lazy. Second, he's a consumer. He'd rather just throw shit away and just buy a new one, knowing that it'll probably happen again. If Phil had enough fucking capacity in that fucking bulbous head of his, he would know and research what rubber's made out of. What is rubber made out of? One of the primary components of rubber is oil. Oil, Phil. And oil has a tendency to eventually dry up. That's what happens with rubber. If you ever look at rubber parts on a car, window molding, window trimming, any rubber that's used on anything typically will dry out. And the reason why it dries out is because the oil kind of evaporates or gets kind of taken out. If you ever look at a brick house, you're always going to notice this white kind of phosphorus coating on it, especially when a house is older. That's essentially salt. It's salt within the brick that gets extracted from the brick. And over time, what happens is that it's not potassium, is phosphorus, I think it is. Over time, it gets removed from the brick, and it could make the brick brittle. Very similar to rubber, Phil. Oil eventually just, will just evaporate, or the item will dry up, and then that's when shit just starts decomposing and breaking. You know how you solve for that, Phil? Keeping your shit clean. And shit that's rubber, they actually sell products that you can use that will protect rubber parts. Like your boy Doody. Anytime I use it for my car. My car has a little bit of rubber trimming. I use it for my controllers. There's actually products, Phil, that you can buy that you can use to kind of seal and coat that rubber to keep it, from drying and flaking and breaking, Phil. But again, this guy has no fucking mental curiosity whatsoever. He's just fucking lazy and rather sit there and instead of taking the time and saying to himself, hey, I wonder why this broke. I wonder why this happens. No, he throws it the fuck away and then he just goes and buys another one.
Awesome. We had a very relaxing, chill, interactive, and high engagement stream of the finale of The Walking Dead Season 1 from Telltale Games on my Retro React stream on the DSP ThrowBack channel. Wow. It was perfect timing for what we had left. We got it all done. I get to watch my little bit of epilogue there from how I ended it. I gave my thoughts now, all these years later, on a playthrough like that. And it was just really special to experience that this time with a live audience. The first time I played it for myself at like 8 in the morning, half drunk. And this time to actually have a live audience there and everyone kind of sharing the same emotions was, it was meaningful, but also tearful. Again, I teared up. I didn't cry this time, but I was tearing up playing it or watching it at the end there. And then some special things happened. Number one, I announced that The upcoming LA Noire playthrough is coming on May 17th and may even coincide with the original uploads of the game 13 years ago, meaning, yes, my playthrough started on May 17th, 2011, and here we are 13 years later, and it's going to start again. In addition, I gave out some memberships, which was a nice thing to do because I have some now for the month. And the big thing, I posted up the poll for the 4 games now in the running for the next Retro React project on DSP ThrowBack. Here are your choices. Number 1, continuing Dark Souls, the original run. Remember, I got up to the Taurus Demon. We'll continue from there and move on. Number 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, the original run on PS1, where I know for a fact I sucked at the game, probably cussed at Hideo Kojima constantly, and it definitely is a throwback to my old style of content. Number 3, God of War 3, one of my oldest, most storied playthroughs from back in the day. One of the first major AAA games that I played from start to finish on my original channel. And last but not least, a playthrough that personally has meaning for me. It is such a positive, fun playthrough. This is one that I literally go back to and watch myself when I need to cheer myself up from time to time. Mario and Sonic at the 2012 London Olympics, co-op between myself, John Rambo, and Joe. Amazing playthrough with tons of comedy. So, if you have...
Wow, that right there, that little statement right there really should... someone with a psychological style background should really take a deep dive of that. Steve of the Dead, if you're watching this, you should definitely check that out. So, apparently, Phil, whenever he's down and out or feeling sad, he watches a meaningful playthrough with John and Howard. That's right. So, yet again, you know, the interesting thing here is he's yet monetizing his friends yet again. He's monetizing it, so he hopes that the Dents will want to watch it, and then he can monetize yet again John and Howard. After all these years, our boy Phil is still milking his friends for fucking money. Pretty pathetic. But yeah, I found that very interesting. I found it very interesting that he said he watches it when he's feeling down, when he's feeling depressed or sad. Why, Phil? Why specifically do you watch this when you feel sad and depressed? Curious. Is it because you have no friends in your life? Is it because you're a gambling addict? Is it because, you know, you have a chubby style roommate that lives with you? Is it that you have no legacy? Is it that you have no children? Is it that, you know, your addictions are so overwhelming that what you consider a good Mother's Day present is sending your mother a dollar store card and hoping that the U.S. Postal Office will send it on time? Is that why, Phil? Is that why you find yourself depressed? Is that what it is? Are you depressed because you have 150 dents that watch your content and maybe 10 of them care what you have to say and no one else in this world does? Are you depressed because no one likes you? Are you depressed because you're the laughingstock of the internet and YouTube? Is that what it is, Phil? Are you depressed because people call you a lolcow? What is it, Phil? I need to understand. I mean, this definitely needs some unpacking. So, Steve of the Dead, if you're watching this today, definitely jump on this. I think this would be a great 8-hour video for you to do. And if you decide to do it, your boy Doody will promote it. Definitely love all your psychological style content. Also, I'm a little worried he's been watching a lot of serial killer stuff, so you might want to give your thoughts on that whatchamacallit. I'm curious to know who keeps sending those serial killer react videos. I'm guessing it's probably Derek. Even though he's in China somewhere, he's still taking enough time to send Phil these serial killer videos for him to react to. Anyway, that's it, folks. There's nothing more left. Of course, it's him just talking about today, which no one cares about. And, oh, big ups to the Argentinian Detractors. If you didn't watch, our boy Phil had a meltdown yesterday. He started going off about the Argentinian Detractors, how they don't hurt him, that he's still there, and that nothing they can do will ever remove him from the internet. Just to fucking cope. It's delicious. It's lovely. And of course, he blames your boy Doody. Apparently, I'm the Argentinian Detractors bitch. Whatever the hell that means, Phil. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out. Oh, also, by the way, I do have an update on WWE Champions. That video is going to be coming out next. Peace out, everyone.